seed and how they can pull off that particular situation as we get started here.
I want to see a map that kind of has a very linear path, like extremely linear, like almost maybe even going back to like thinking second question, a spiral map at some point. And then I just want to see like one runner basically take a transport staircase, the other doesn't, and that makes a huge difference. I don't know, maybe that's just me being a little trolly.
I'll tell you right now, I want to see a full-on chain reaction. That is, the raft leads to the recorder, leads to the bow, leads to the silvers and 9, behind a Goma.
Ooh.
That's what I want to see.
Tough. Anyway, our first dungeon we find is 6, which is a tough dungeon to dive early. It tends to be very big, and there's the usual 2 items in here. I think both runners are going to at least check it out, see if they can find something quick. I don't know if they're going to stick around in here, though.
Generally, it's not a bad idea to at least check a couple of rooms out, as sometimes you get lucky and there's an early item. Other times you don't, and the item is just buried behind 40 rooms of nonsense.
Unfortunately, we got the dongles here and no bombs. Use the key if you want, but yeah, I didn't think Rick would. It's a pretty hard gamble to make right now. Well, not even really a gamble yet, but still. But
well,
Rick
it's
takes
kind of tough to just... go ahead.
Rick takes the death, but Zeb gets by it.
I mean, in 6 in particular, sometimes when you're just starting off a seed, deaths aren't as costly. Although that's a Triforce just past out the Donga room, so that is interesting. But I imagine Rick will go back there with bombs at some point, so...
Yeah, I mean, grabbing the Triforce is nice, but it's so close to start that getting back here is not a trouble if Rick doesn't find that. Though we do get a map. That is a very interesting inkblot. 27.
I'm doing
I think 38 rooms.
Is that 38? 7, 14, 24... 30. I count 35.
I might have double counted. Nope, it's... wait, 23, 27, 30, 33... Yeah, it's 38.
It's a number of rooms that's larger than Vanilla 7, let's put it that way.
I mean, it's got the full 4-8 row... Oh, wait, no, I see what I'm miscounting. I thought the first top row was 8. Okay.
Nope, those are only 7. There is one more room past the last number, past the level number.
Okay, yeah, it is 35. Okay. I was counting the top row as a full 8. That's where my confusion was coming in.
As we know, making mistakes during commentary is, well, it's a thing that will get called out in every way, shape, and form possible. Also, both runners are still in level 6, in the same general vicinity in level 6.
And neither runner's found either item yet. We do have Zeb with the Triforce, of course, but that's about it. The other interesting thing to look at early on, getting an idea of level 6, is how the rest of our dungeons are going to pan out. At least between levels 1 and 5.
Zeb is going to leave level 6. I like this play to leave level 6 here. It's a large enough dungeon that you can justify saying, alright, enough is enough. Let's go see what else I have out there. I have literally 7 other dungeons.
Rick is sticking in here, though. Got a medium secret of 28, slightly lower than vanilla, but still pretty good.
It's workable. Anything like below 27 is terrible, although we haven't yet seen some of our item prices. If our bombs are more expensive than the medium secret, this is automatically an awful money seed.
Well, we got a staircase here. This is probably an item.
Let's see.
That's a nice pickup early.
Absolutely. An early any key will let Rick basically just ignore locked doors for the rest of the seed, which at less than 5 minutes in is a nice thing to be able to do.
Zeb's found level 2, and we've got Wizrobes in dungeons today. Now, I mean, Zeb's keeping on that any key. It hurts a little bit, but at the same time, it's not a required item. So while Rick will have a little bit more time, easier time exploring, not going to hurt Zeb that much unless he gets into keys trouble, which right now he's got 4.
Rick has decided he is not going to be leaving this level 6 just yet. It seems like he wants to either get the Triforce or the floor item out of here, or both.
Oh, those are beefy mini-zols.
That's always a terrible sign, is when your gels are 2 HP. It's almost as bad as when the keys are 2 HP. The reason that the keys are worse when they're 2 HP, vice the gels, is we have a split level 2 on Zeb's side. Is the keys are more common. The keys show up in stairs, the keys show up literally everywhere. The gels aren't as common.
Yeah, that's true.
That's it. That's my only reasoning. Rick finds the bomb hole in level 6. He's going to keep going further. I have no idea on this map where the Triforce was, other than it was somewhere in this dungeon, probably behind something stupid.
It's like Zeb found a heart container in 2 for the first item.
Rick found Zelda's room.
Zelda's room will never have anything except maybe Zelda.
I mean, if the point of the game is to find Zelda's room, we've already won. Rick is now the winner.
Rick getting himself some more bombs. There's the book in level 2 as well, so that level 2, unfortunately, not too nice. Also, Zeb takes a death.
So, we've seen a couple things here. First and foremost, level 2's items are garbage. The fires don't die.
Yeah, fires that don't die with bombs means it's a little harder to farm bombs if you need to.
Because they don't die to bombs, they're actually considered no longer part of the bomb drop group. So for your bomb droppers in the levels, there has to be something besides fires that can drop bombs if they rolled up. Although I'm hearing that's wrong from Chad, in which case, 1 plus magic sword. In plus minus 2, yeah. In plus minus 2, I guess you could use the wand sword glitch to kill them with magical sword, but you know, nobody wants to be forced to do that if they don't have to. Just gotta be a little careful on this blue Guerrilla. Gets a fairy.
Still has not found that second item. We do have an armor shuffle today, and it's going to be at the Medium Secrets in Eastern Hyrule.
Also of note, Zeb has found a candle shop and is going to go purchase his candle.
Well, since he knows the Armos item is over there by vanilla level 8, that's a pretty good idea. He can loop in a trip into level 8, level 2, and get the Armos item while he's over there.
Meanwhile, Rick is still committed to this level 6, taking quite a bit of time with it. Hopefully there is a floor drop in here that is worth his while.
Yeah, I don't know how many more rooms he's got to look at. I haven't seen his map in a little bit. We found level 9 at level 6.
The number just flipped itself over, man.
Rick, gotta be careful here. Down to a heart again. Don't get eaten by the...
Actually, wait a minute. Level 3 is level 3 is level 6. Level 6 is level 9. That means level 9 is level 12.
Oh, look, I just saw Rick's map. He's almost fully explored this. The second item is gonna be up in this corner here.
I think because of how much he's seen of this 6 now, he's gonna go ahead and just get the second item out of here. He's got no reason to skip it.
So it might be through this key door right above him. Of course, Rick doesn't know the
Zeb did
Triforce
not
is here.
have a key to go through this on his first trip through.
Oh, our big secret's 51?
Ooh.
That is rude.
Well, I guess Blue Ring is off the table now. Rick finds more Koreas. He is going to go ahead and look for the second item, seeing as he's already committed this far into the level.
Yeah, at this point, you only have a couple more rooms to explore anyway. Just, even if it's nothing, just get 6 off the table completely.
It's going to be the last room he checks. It is...
He's got one more
no.
room.
Yeah, there's one more room. Back before the Triforce. In that Dodonga's, the locked door. He can go that way.
Yep. It's the room that was above Zelda's room.
Most importantly, he got a heart, so he's no longer on beep strats.
Always thankful to be off beep strats. We had the raft at Armos, and Rick grabbed the Triforce?
Probably just for the health refill. I think... No, he's gonna skip the one room? Interesting. I would have gone ahead and just checked that one room while I was in there, but maybe he figured he's already spent too much time in 6.
Yeah, I didn't see any other rooms on that map. So that's a really strange decision by Rick. I hope that doesn't come back to hurt him. Because 6 is going to be the last place he goes to now.
Seeing as he's cleared all but one of the rooms. I mean, maybe the one bomb pushed him out of it, but... it was a key door to get in. Rick is now in level 2. He's going to find his heart and book here.
I'll check those points on it. It was a floor item, so there might have been another room that Rick didn't clear out. So maybe there are a couple rooms there.
Well, if we just got confirmation on Zeb's side, the ladder is required, no matter what.
So we do have confirmation from Zeb's side that there we have a ladder block Triforce piece, so ladder is required for this one.
Everyone raise your hand if you're surprised.
I forget what race it was recently. I think it was one race recently that I think it was Liquid Husband versus can't remember who it was, but it was a raftless or not raft, a ladderless seed.
There was also one just recently, I believe it was Arcedrone and Malcure that was ladderless.
Zeb going into level 2, and there's level 8.
So, from chat saying one ladder block is too easy, need at least 4. I'm gonna go a step further and say that every dungeon needs something ladder blocked. Even the dungeons that we've already gotten all the items out of need something ladder blocked.
Hey, speaking of a ladder.
Well, there it is, an 8. Okay.
And we have an ink blot in 2.
It's... Oh, you know those like coat hangers that they have in offices that you hang over the side of the cubicle? It's one of those things.
I can see that. Which reminded me, it was Fury SK versus Liquid Husband. That was the other ladderless one I've seen. Ooh, that's a bit of a nasty 8 there.
So level 7 will be segmented just based on this 8 map. But surprisingly, 8 is not segmented. There's just that little bit of a thing. Also confirmed 6 is bigger than 8. Thanks to Chad, who has been counting the number of rooms per dungeon.
So I think this is where Zeb died on Rick's side, and he saves quits. Or not going to take on that room just yet. Does leave behind the heart container from 2, but that's not much. Won't hurt him right now.
So, according to our tracker, there was a raft in level 6. To answer the question in chat, no, we have not found the smaller dungeons yet. It is very possible that levels 1 and 2 are both blocked dungeons.
Yes, I think one of our runners did go into 6, but they didn't find an item, and our tracker's confirming it was the Armos item is the raft. Have not seen our coast item or the white sword item yet.
To be fair, there is sometimes not a whole lot of value in checking the coast item before you have ladder.
That's true.
If only from the standpoint of, I'm going to have to come back with a ladder anyway. Unless I'm down to very few items missing, might as well just come back when I have it.
So Zeb is out of level 8, trying to get past that block of enemies.
Yeah, that is not an easy screen to do.
Rick now knows where the Armos item is.
He is also going to pick up his candle.
We had some divergence early, but now it seems like both runners are kind of following each other. Or not really following each other. Rick's kind of following Zeb right now.
Do bear in mind that as of right now, Zeb does have to keep in mind his key count whenever he's doing just about anything. Rick will not have to worry about his key count at all. So if we get a key-heavy 9 or a key-heavy dungeon like 7, that will start to move things back into Rick's favor, and it's a red candle on the coast.
Yep, Zeb's gonna grab that. Definitely a good idea. With only the wood sword for combat, that gives him a little bit more offensive firepower. That wasn't intentional for that pun.
Perhaps the best reason to have a red candle is for bubbles. Zeb's going back into level 5.
Rick's trying to farm some bombs. There he gets a bomb drop.
So far, this level 5 wants Zeb's keys.
Yeah. We got dark nuts and dungeons in addition to the whiz robes. Lionels are in the overworld, at least.
You know, dark nuts are hit or miss. Dark nuts are fine until the moment they're required, and then they're just terrible. But a non-required dark nut room to me is easier to get through than a non-required wizard room.
That's right. Dark nuts are a little bit more predictable, which definitely helps. Rick's gonna peek at the coast item. He'll see it's the red candle. Likely will not come back for it.
Yeah, I don't think there's a reason. I don't think we have a bait block this seed. Also, I wasn't aware Wallmasters had teeth.
We never really see the palms of their hands.
We have one ladder blocked room up here in 5. What is in it? A manhandler. Speaking of manhandlers, Rick's trying to take this manhandler down. Oh, but gets killed at its last head. He's gonna have to try again.
There, so about 20 minutes in, only one Triforce piece on each side so far. Zeb's a bit ahead in terms of the required items with the ladder and the raft. Rick does have that any key advantage, though.
And Rick will have that raft and that ladder relatively quick here, as he's probably going to go towards 8 next, just because it's convenient, and then the raft is the ghost item.
You mean the Yarmos item?
Yes. The free item that exists.
Yes. This could, speaking of required potential dark nuts,
Did you want to make the room of requirement harder? Because we made the room of requirement harder.
So, yeah, he just block clipped. That'll give him some protection as he goes after these dark nuts. Only with 2 bombs, though, he can't really bomb them. Zeb finds a heart container on level 5.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's not in this room that Rick is in, so at best he could find a transport here.
Yeah, unfortunately, if Rick sticks this out, it will not pay off for him.
I believe we're still looking for a floor drop in 5. Now, this is a room where you don't have the option to block clip. You just gotta do it. And I don't think this is a bad idea. I don't think this is necessarily a bad idea for Rick to do this, because it is a potential stair room.
Yeah.
The question is it worth it to do this now versus go try a different stair room first and see if you can get back here via transport?
So, the one concern I got with Rick right now is after that level 6 dive, spending so much time in there, I'm a little worried he might be a little bit on tilt. I feel like he's got to make a move somewhere to catch up, to make up that lost time. I know it's early still, but it doesn't take long in a Z1 seed before it starts to get late.
And spending a long time killing off blue dark nuts definitely does not necessarily help the... I imagine that isn't necessarily helping the potential tilt factor that may be starting just from how long this room is taking. And once he sees it's a transport, he'll probably just be unhappy with the...
Oh, it's not
it
even
doesn't even push. Wow. Rick is probably less than thrilled at the moment, and Zeb is going to get his Triforce out of level 5.
That's right, Rick does not have the ladder yet from 8, so he'll eventually see that Triforce, but not be able to get it.
Yeah, he's not gonna be a happy camper with this dungeon.
We got Zeb moving on, though. He's heading up towards the... Nope, I was about to say he might be heading toward the other big secret, but he's just kind of working his way around.
I think with the big secret being 51, it's not worth the time to go over there and pick that up. Oh, and the bombs are expensive too.
Yeah, the other thing that I don't know if we've seen yet are arrows. I don't think I've seen them in any of the 3 shops. They might be at the Blue Ring shop.
Also, not in the other 3, they would have to be at the Blue Ring shop. Rick is going to see that he is ladder blocked out of the bottom of this dungeon, and... No, he's not. He's just going to leave. He's probably just going to assume he's ladder blocked at this point, which is the correct assumption. Zeb finds level 1 up at Vanilla 5.
And an immediate staircase.
Probably a transport. No, it's the recorder! Wow. Zeb now has full dungeon access.
What was with that small secret?
We get it, Steve. There's no money. We understand.
I don't know if I've seen a small secret one before.
This is when we need the hint message. Don't.
Yeah, this might be the most poverty seed I've ever seen. You've got all 3 secrets at or near the minimum.
And Rick takes a death on the stair into level 8. That is painful to see.
Rick's picking up some bombs. So it sounds like we have a boomerang in level 1.
We got a boomerang, a recorder, and a Gleeok. What is behind the Gleeok? Survey says...
Just a key.
And Rick has decided to go to the the raft spot, and is in level 3 now. Also, the bomb upgrades are cheap.
Well, we'll have to see how many they are. Oh, it's a minimum bomb upgrade.
At least it was only 75 and not 125. Now, this is a case where Rick having the any key will be really helpful, because Zeb is going to come in here and say, okay, I have to spend a ton of keys to get into this dungeon.
We got a staircase. Is it an item? It is. It's a heart container.
The big thing that Rick needs to find right now is Bow and Silvers. If he can find those 2, that might help get him... That might help make this race a little bit more even, but right now Zeb is in the driver's seat.
Yeah, level 1 is pretty linear. Ooh, Patron 3.
It's a square tool that is attached to a level.
Yep, I see that.
Also called straight lines. And silvers are in level 1.
Oh man, Zeb is just making all the right calls so far in this seed.
Like, at this point, Zeb is very firmly in the driver's seat. Because we know Bo can't be in level 9. And we know that Zeb is going to find that, as a result, Zeb is going to find that before level 9. Again, it is definitely not impossible. For all we know, Zeb is going to do a full clear of 9 and Rick will just go in and do it in 5 rooms. That's a very real possibility.
We're about to see another item. We're about to see the white sword item. Oh, it's the bow!
It's the bow. Zeb's kind of in Triforce and Go mode at this point.
Yeah. Yeah, he just made every right call. I don't think you can say it any other way.
Yeah, I mean, a sub 30-minute Go mode is... That's gonna be a lot. And to answer the question in chat, the reason the bow can't be a 9 is there are 5 items that are flagged as important items. Those are the power bracelet, the raft, the recorder, the bow, and the ladder. All of those 5 items can be considered as blocking Triforces. Even though the power bracelet technically won't block one in this seed, when you have the full cave shuffle on, dungeons can end up under the power bracelet spot. Silver arrows are the one important item that can be a 9, but in this case they're in level 1.
Unfortunately for Rick, it's just been some tough deaths on the overworld that have really just altered his route. They've sent him away from...
Go ahead.
They just sent him away from where he needed to go.
To answer the question in chat, Rick died on the way into level 8, so he has not gotten the ladder. Rick is now back in level 2.
Yeah, he did not pick up the heart container in here. So on Zeb's side, the one thing he would love to see at this point would probably be like a red ring or a white sword, something to make his combat a little easier.
Honestly, I think given the caliber of player that really both of these guys are, I think a white sword or a wand would be preferable to a red ring at the current moment, just to speed the combat up. To answer the question in chat, yes, the Dongos can block clip, they can walk on water, they can walk through walls, they can do whatever they want, they are terrible roommates.
The only thing is that when you try to feed them, sometimes they don't want to eat.
Yeah. They're almost as bad of roommates as Patras.
Patches just take up too much space.
Plus, Patras bring bees with them.
Collect 100 rupees for a 1-up. I think these runners will be lucky to get to 100 rupees.
Hey, Rick's close. He's at 76. Rick has found the transport stair in level 2, and as I expected, level 7 is split.
I believe the heart container was on this side of the dungeon. Yep, there it is. Was the last room Rick checked. Oh, second to last. He hasn't been to the Triforce room yet.
Also, there is certainly 100 rupees in this game. All you have to do is just kill... Let's see, 10 enemies in a row. Do that 20 times. Just kill 200 enemies in a row and you can get 100 rupees for free. And yeah, at this point, we in the commentator's booth know that all of this time that Rick spends digging dungeons is... It won't be for naught, it's just not going to lead him to the progression. He may find things like the white sword, the wand, the red ring, but as far as his progression items, he will not find those in these dungeons.
Zeb's got a Triforce piece out of 7.
To answer the question in chat, yes. Blue Tektites are part of the rupee dropping group, so they have more rupee drops and more 5 rupee drops in their group compared to other enemies. Also included in that group are the ropes, the Zals, the red levers, and I want to say there's another enemy that's included in that group, but I forget what it is. Rick has the Triforce at level 2.
In a Triforce room.
Zeb is going to go into the level at Recorder Lake. It's level 4.
So for Rick, the best move for him right now is to either head up back towards Vanilla level 5 or Vanilla level 2. Vanilla level 2 to get into 8s to get that ladder, or Vanilla level 5 to at least pick up the silvers and Recorder, and maybe also get that bow from the old man, which he should if he's up there.
I think if Rick goes to Vanilla 5, he's gonna get the white sword item first. See his bow, probably be a little annoyed. See his silvers in 1, probably be even more annoyed, because yes, he'll be happy to see them, but he might also figure that because he changed his route based on that overworld death, he could have had them sooner. Although he is going to instead go towards level 8.
Which is good for him. He'll still get his ladder in here.
And you remember how we were talking about Zeb might have key concerns?
Yeah, it seems like he's picking up quite a few.
Yeah, he's already at 6. So I don't quite think he's going to have the same key concerns that we were thinking he might have if this was a heavily key-starved seed.
Rick trying to pick up some more bombs. Was trying to kill the Gibdos for them, but unfortunately no bomb drops. Ducked into level 8 before he took a death as Zeb finds the wand in 4.
Well, that's He probably is okay with picking that up, given it's going to speed his combat up. Probably okay with that. And now Rick gets the news that the ladder was right here.
Got a seahorse level 4.
Are you sure that's a seahorse?
Looks like one
Pretty
to
sure
me.
it's just a J.
Could be a fancy level J, or letter J, yeah.
Level J. Sequel to level 10.
Alright, Rick's got the
Easy,
map.
sir, I have all the creativity in the world. I'm just choosing not to use it.
Yeah. I'm getting people confused. Zeb, you putting that one right to use on that Petra.
Zeb is going to get the compass, see that it's at the bottom of the seahorse. J is our Triforce in level 4. Sees the blue wizard room, says he doesn't need to clear it internally, and then doesn't clear it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, another Triforce in a Triforce room. That's the 5th Triforce for Zeb. Still has 3 more to pick up.
And if you're just joining us and looking at this match in terms of just Triforce count, Rick doesn't look that far behind. It's a combination of this and the Recorder, Silvers, and Bow, all of which are within the same all of which are in the same area, is really what's got him in the situation he's in.
Right now, for Rick to really have a chance in this, leave 8 right now and go to vanilla level 5 spot, which is level 1. If he basically left 8 and went straight up to that level 5 area, he'd still have a pretty good chance here. But he needs to make that move soon.
Yes, because his window of opportunity is closing, as Zeb is going to the dungeons that Rick has already completed. Also, shoutouts to Rick being able to force bombs consistently this entire seed. For those that are unfamiliar with the forcing mechanic, what you need to do is you need to kill 10 enemies in a row. If on that 10th enemy you kill it with a bomb, you are guaranteed to get a bomb drop off the enemy, regardless of what it is, with the exception of if the enemy does not drop an item, in which case your bomb drop will be stored until you kill the next enemy that can drop an item. Now there is a caveat to that, and that is that if you get the fairy kill, which is the 16th kill, I believe that will overwrite your bomb drop, and you cannot store fairy kills. Rick getting a lucky bomb drop here on level 8.
Which is good, because he knows where the Triforce piece is, and he wants to get there.
We'll see if he continues to dig this level 8 out. He might dig this room over here to the left, because he's almost got this room cleared. No, he's gonna go down instead. Go ahead and get his clock. See that there's another bomb drop on the floor for him, which he's probably okay with. Zeb heading straight for the Triforce here in level 3. Now that he's got that compass, he finds the heart on the floor. He's up to 9 hearts now.
Glad to have that wand right there. Make it a little easier with those land molas. And he's got his 6th piece.
And I think Rick is probably going to go down and get this Triforce here, and hopefully he'll just head out of this dungeon. Because he doesn't know it, but he needs to get to level 1 ASAP.
If he goes straight up to level 1, he still has a chance.
If he goes straight up to level 1 here, 9 will... He is not. He's going to go back into 8. That may be the final nail in the coffin. Even though we are still early enough. We are early enough that it's hard to say anything with 100% certainty. But given the current pace that Zeb is on, it's probably at about a 95% certainty level. And I'm not entirely sure I agree with the play to go ahead and dig 8 when 1 is still on the table.
Not to mention the white sword item still on the table.
Bear in mind, 8 is not a bad dungeon to get back to. Like, Vanilla 2 is not bad to get back to.
Yeah. I mean, 8 does have the advantage of having 3 items in it, but he has already found 1 item.
And also remember that level 1 has 3 items as well.
The other problem in here is he's ran into several Digdoggers, which could easily be guarding that floor item.
He also doesn't have the wand or the white sword to speed his combat in this room up at all.
He's got to be careful, down to 1 heart, half a heart.
He might have just found the second item.
This could still be somewhat good for him if it's a white sword or red ring. Something to help him out a little bit.
I think if it's anything but one of those 2 items, it is a white sword.
Okay, that'll at least speed up his combat a little bit. And that's an item that Zeb is likely not going to find.
So, at this point, I do agree with clearing out this room and checking the room to the right here, but I think I'd leave after that point with the number of Digdoggers I've seen.
Over on Zeb's side, he's got his 7th Triforce piece. He just needs to come back into 8 for his 8th.
Not going to have the white sword or the... He's not going to have the white sword going into 9. Rick is going to leave level 8 now.
So we need to see Rick go up towards the white sword and vanilla level 5. He's going south.
Let's see. He is going into level 5. Granted, he has to get the Triforce out of here anyway, so that's okay. If he's going in here, if he gets the Triforce and leaves here, this makes sense, and this is fine. Because, he has to do this anyway, no matter what.
Yeah, exactly.
The question is, does he dig this for both items?
No, actually on Zeb's side, he's heading north. He hasn't got the compass yet, so he doesn't know where the Triforce is. He could still stumble on that white sword.
Very possible. Rick is now going to see this push block works, and is going to find the heart container.
So we got Zeb clearing out a room of blue dark nuts, Rick working his way through level 5.
We'll see if he picks the floor drop up in here. So the one thing Zeb does kind of have to watch here is his bomb count, and to a lesser extent his key count. The reason he has to watch those 2 is he's down to 1 bomb. He has 5 keys, which going into 9 is decent. If Zeb runs into major resource issues in 9, that could give Rick the time he needs to start making the comeback happen. To answer the question in the chat, the 25 and 8 next to the runners' names is what seed they were coming into the bracket stage. Zeb is going to get the white sword, effectively erasing Rick's combat advantage just as soon as he got it.
So right now, Rick's only real advantage is that any key. Like you were saying, if Zeb runs into like key issues in 9, that could start to play into Rick's advantage. So Rick kind of wants to see. He doesn't know, but he wants to see a key-starved 9.
And a key-starved 9 leading to Runner making a major comeback is not unheard of in the world of Zelda 1 Randomizer. The instance I am harkened back to is when Zeb pulled off the exact comeback that Rick would need to pull off here due to a key-starved 9 against Unos back in the 20-something tournament. I think it was the 2016 tournament. That bomb upgrade is probably a big sigh of relief for Rick.
Yeah, even though it's only a 2 bomb upgrade, because he was at 0, that's a full bomb refill, and that is definitely worth it.
Zeb is spending quite a bit of time in 8, so that also is helping Rick out here.
Yeah, the Triforce piece in 8 was in the bottom right corner, and I think the compass was near it.
It definitely was. Zeb's just got to make his way down to that bottom corner. Rick is still looking for the Triforce.
Yeah, the Triforce here was in a moat room.
Yes, surrounded by wall masters. Although he probably won't say no if the floor item decides to appear. The actual location of it in the dungeon was along that right column. I think it was about center dungeon. And it's a heart on the floor in 5. Zeb is spending more time in level 8 than Rick did. That is certainly not an insignificant factor. Also bear in mind, Rick is full clearing 5 partially because he doesn't have a compass, so he doesn't know where for that. He did not clear that Wallmaster room on his first visit.
Now he's got the compass.
Yeah, I think the 2 biggest things that hurt Rick were the full clears of 6 and 8.
Zeb is working his way now towards the bottom right. That is where the Triforce is. Rick's about to get his Triforce out of 5.
A floor heart in 8 almost puts the red ring just straight up in 9.
Unless it's that second item in 6 that we never saw.
It's very possible. Rick is going to get his Triforce out of 5. He pretty much has to go to level 1 here. He's just about out of options. And he's got no reason to go to Spectacular Rock before he checks the Vanilla Lost Hill spot.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a little surprised at 50 minutes he has not checked the white sword item. Just because it's basically a free item check for you. I know it's a little out of the way, but at the same time, leaving it there for so long, it's gonna hurt.
And I think when Rick sees what the white sword item is, combined with what's in level 1, there's like any runner seeing that at 50 minutes in would probably just have this sinking feeling of, well, the other runner's probably in 9 already.
Which, in this case, he wouldn't be far off.
He's got his bow. He's going to go into level 1 and get his Silversion Recorder here, which will put him in Triforce and Go mode.
But Zeb is just one room away from the Triforce in here.
Now, the other side of that equation, though, bear in mind, Rick is only down 2 Triforces.
And look at Zeb's key counts.
That's quite true. Zeb is down to 1 key. A key-starved 9 could even this race up far more than we thought it would initially.
Yeah, Zeb spends so much time exploring 8, he went through a lot of key doors. And that is going to hurt him.
We thought this race was wildly swinging towards Zeb, but level 8 is kind of even the playing field out here. Don't get me wrong, it's still in his favor, but it's not wildly in his favor as it was before.
Yeah, it really just does come down to what the key situation is in 9, and if it's starved, remember, this is a rupee starved seed as well. There's no easy way...
Go ahead.
Yeah, buying keys is not an easy proposition right now.
Rick is heading towards the silver arrows. I don't recall where the recorder was in this dungeon.
But Zeb does have his 8th Triforce piece. He's gonna head over to level 9.
Now, where was level 9?
Level 6.
Alright, Rick is gonna get his silver arrows here. I don't think he's going to leave this dungeon without all 3 items.
I don't think there's any way he does, yeah. Now, Zeb does have it, if he wants to, he can check for the magical sword, but it's only a 20% chance right now.
And yeah, based on the way that Rick's routing, he's definitely not leaving here without both items. Or all 3 items.
Oh, Zeb is gonna take a chance at the magical sword.
It's a 10... What? Okay. Well... There goes that.
Okay, the seed at least it threw him a bone, I guess.
The one seed that doesn't need a 10-heart magical sword has a 10-heart magical sword. Like, for the... what? Yes, that was a 20% chance the magical sword could be picked up there.
Oh, Rick's just gotta slow himself down. He's taking a 3rd death in level 1.
Yeah, you can start to see the panic and the frustration sitting in on Rick's side as he's just trying to get through as fast as possible.
Oh, but look at
this.
Up
to 9.
Yeah. So, we haven't talked about it yet. As we see another Wizard Room. What are we looking for in level 9?
Jeez. The magical sword might not matter if you just can't survive to get in. And here's the 3-door Monty, already starting.
So, yeah, we're looking for 2 things in level 9. We're listening for the roar of Ganon and looking for a single shutter door that doesn't open. So far, Zeb's been a little lucky on the keys. He's gotten keys to replace what he's used.
Yep. He's staying even. Rick, I imagine Rick by now knows he's looking for a staircase item, although I don't recall if he saw the boom... Yeah, he did see the boomerang. He might grab the Triforce here, get the health refill, and then come back in.
And Zeb is avoiding using those keys right now.
I can't say I blame him being on only 2 keys. Rick is gonna have to watch his rupee count here a little bit. Rick has the Triforce out of level 1. He's going right back in. Zeb's bomb count is starting to get a little lower. It's not in the danger zone yet. The danger zone on bomb count is always 1, because at that point you either have to start forcing, or you're going to run out of bombs. Also, Rick is now in Triforce and Go mode.
He's got 2 dungeons to clear out to get Triforces, and then he can head over to 9.
To answer the question in chat, it was a minimum heart mags. And the other question in chat, the thing that held Rick back for so long, you might not have seen the boomerang on the floor. He's gonna see it here. The thing that held Rick back for so long is, at the very beginning of the seed, he full cleared 6 and only pulled 1 item out of it. Combined with taking a death right before he got into level 8, which had his ladder, it just put him on a route that took him away from all the progression. And at the same time, Zeb just routed the entirety of this seed near perfectly. Zeb does force bombs, but he's down to 1 key.
We have not heard Gannon yet. We have not seen a single shutter door stay closed, so we have a chance here.
Rick is gonna pick up this money, go into the ladder, go into the recorder block level, which I believe was 4?
I believe so. And I mean, we said it. I said it earlier that these runners would be fine without the red ring, but I mean, it's definitely looking like there's some tough combat here.
And Zeb has not been able to get his key count above 2 at all in this 9. If it turns into having to spend a lot of keys to get to the magic stairs for Ganon and Zelda, this could be an issue for Zeb.
You see him just avoiding using keys as much as he can.
He's gonna go back and get this key in this room. There's no way he skips it. He does get a bomb pack, so that's gonna help him out on the bomb front. Rick is currently searching for keys.
Yeah, Zeb taking this room carefully. Rick takes another death.
We have a potential Zelda door here. Zeb's gonna clear the room to find out. He's found Zelda!
Okay, he's just has to find Ganon now.
Rick is continuing to go through this level 4, looking for his Triforce piece. Then he's just gonna have to go back to level 7, which scrap metal is one of the items in 9. But yes, the cheapest that the keys can cost is 60 rupees. And I don't believe wall masters can occur in rooms that have only orange wish ropes. Rick decides to potion. He's gonna get his compass pretty soon here. He's gonna pay the keys. And Zeb takes a death in 9.
No, Rick is working his way up towards the top where the compass was. I believe, unfortunately for this dungeon, the Triforce, I believe, was just to the left of start.
Yeah. I think if he takes a death to this patcher, he's just gonna go left to start anyway. And now the problem for Zeb. He's got to go through 2 blue wizard rooms with 3 hearts. The second one isn't so bad, because you can get good spawns, but that first one is just rough to go through. Zeb is gonna start.
Oh, Rook's down to half a heart.
Still no Ganon. Rick is doing everything he can to close the gap, but he does need to be careful to not take too many deaths.
Just gonna check this room to see if there's something good there. Nope.
I mean, the red ring could be in that room. You don't want it to be, but it could be. Zeb is down to 1 key again.
Yeah. Rick never found the wand in here. Or, I mean, he's gonna look a little... He's doing a little more searching.
I don't necessarily agree with this decision. Although he is going to find the item other. Oh my!
It's the red ring!
Never mind. Red ring in for one room past the Triforce. That may have a huge effect with how tough this 9 is to get into.
Yeah, if Zeb has combat difficulties, that definitely can help Rick.
Absolutely.
But Rick is still one Triforce piece behind. He has to get back to 7.
And that's at Spectacle Rock.
Yeah, this is definitely still Zeb's advantage, but
Yes.
there are ways still for Rick to get back in this.
Just bear in mind how much of 9 Zeb has already explored. He's already found Zelda. He just needs to find Ganon and not be heavily keyblocked to get to Ganon.
And he's picking up keys again. He's up to 3.
Rick is heading towards level 9. He might have forgotten he hasn't done 7 yet, or we just missed him getting the Triforce out of 7. Nope, he remembers.
He never went into 6. That was probably it.
That's possible. Because I think he died or just routed differently on his way up here, so he didn't know that was not 7.
Yeah. I think he never just went in there. We have still not heard Ganon on Zeb's side.
If Rick is able to get into 9 and find the quick path to Ganon, Zeb up to 3 keys, that could... This race is not over, but it is still in... It is still in Zeb's ball court. I don't recall how long 7 was.
At this point, Zeb's mostly just poking his head into rooms, listening for a roar.
Rick has been doing a good job of closing this gap, though. Like, credit where it's due there. He's been putting in the effort to close this gap as much as he can. And Zeb down to 1 key.
He might use it right here.
What if Ganon's up in that little hook in the top left of 9? Zeb is now on 0 keys.
If Ganon's behind a key door, that wouldn't be the worst thing for Zeb. He'd have to run out and go buy a key.
And on top of that, he would have to know which key door.
We hear a roar. I think it's got to be the room to the right. Yeah, it would be the room to the right because he's already been in the room southwest of here.
Zeb getting bailed out by the keys in 9. Here's Ganon. As Rick is about to pick up Triforce in level 7.
Just 4 slashes needed for Zeb, but 2 Ganon hugs will kill him.
And he does have to walk back to Zelda, which I don't recall what was on the path. Oh! Zeb takes a death! And just like that, Rick is right back in this, because now he's headed to 9.
Now, Zeb still has the exploration advantage. He knows where Ganon is. He knows where Zelda is. But it's not an easy walk to Ganon.
And Rick has the red ring. It's still in Zeb's ball court. It is still in Zeb's ball court, but 9 and 8 combined have just been buying Rick time to be able to start making this comeback happen.
Oh, there's another death for Zeb. That's not too bad. He's still close to start.
It would be good for Zeb to go ahead and just pop his potion to get back to Ganon. understand wanting to save it for the Ganon fight itself, but Rick can just go through these rooms with much less fear and trepidation because he doesn't have to worry about keys. He doesn't have to worry as much about his health. Still does have to watch it. He can't necessarily just gun through these rooms, but Rick is making his way up towards Ganon. If Rick is able to get to Ganon quickly. He still needs to find Zelda, though.
But I think the compass was right in front of Ganon's room.
It was. Rick is still trying to make a path up there.
If he gets up to that upper right corner...
Zeb is also on his way up. This is a case of... Does the defense make up for the lack of knowledge?
Like, Rick was right near Ganon's room. He might have even heard Ganon's roar.
He may have. If Rick heard Ganon's roar there... And Zeb is locked in with blue Wizrobes, I believe. Oh, he doesn't have a key! He has to fight this room. Zeb has to fight that room to get to Ganon.
And so he's gonna be in the same situation as his last one.
Okay.
One Ganon hug.
We stand corrected. We stand corrected. Rick would not have heard the roar because Ganon is in this room, not the room that Rick was in earlier. Round 2, Zeb versus Ganon. He has 1 potion here. He takes 2 hits, immediately potions. Immediately get Hyrule Drivered.
Oh, he's an Hyrule Driver.
Oh! He takes another death! Now the red ring is coming in absolutely gigantic. Zeb now has no potion. Has no ring. He's leaving 9. So even though Rick does need to take that staircase, he's not necessarily losing time here because he also doesn't know where Zelda is. As long as he's working towards finding Zelda and Ganon, he's still okay.
He's going for a potion right now.
He's going for this. Rick is making his way towards Zelda's room. He just needs to get up to that upper right of the map to get to Ganon. Zeb has the potion.
And I believe Rick's right by Zelda right now. I think he's one more room to the left. Oh, he's going down the stairs, though.
It's an item, it's an item. He's gonna go left here. He's gonna see the door. It's... In the past, 5 minutes, this race went from totally in Zeb's ball court to Rick now has a fighting chance.
Yeah, it's basically, when does Rick get to that upper right corner? He's got the Zelda knowledge.
I think Rick was just making sure he had it marked on his map that was Zelda. Alright, so
at this point,
here's the situation.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Okay. Rick has Zelda found. He doesn't know where Ganon is. Zeb has Ganon found and Zelda found, but has no ring and has to walk this tough path in 9 with no assistance.
And Rick, he's walking towards Ganon.
I don't know if you can bomb this wall. I know you can bomb to the north. No, you can't bomb to the north. That's a magic stair. You cannot bomb to the right either. It's 1 hit on Zeb. He's down to 8 hearts, but he does have the potion.
Rick's right by Ganon.
Yeah, Rick found that stair. He hears Ganon now. He can bomb into Ganon's room! Rick can bomb into Ganon's room! Oh my goodness! Rick might have just pulled it off! He's got the potion. He's got a potion
using
now.
his potion. He's got the red ring. Oh, but this is going to come down to
but
magic
that's
versus
almost
blind.
irrelevant. Rick is in the room before Zeb. Zeb has to clear this blue wizard room because he doesn't have the key.
It's going to take 8 stabs for Rick to take down Zelda here.
Rick trying to get him set up.
That's 2 hits.
3, 4, 5. He's got the stun lock. Rick will be the first one with Ganon down as Zeb is walking into the room.
Rick knows where Zelda is.
He has a path back. He gets the clip first try. Rick may have just ZebGedney. Zeb has used 1 potion, and Rick is running. Zeb has Ganon down.
Like a couple rooms away. He's just got to go down the staircase, and it's 1 room left.
Yes, he gets the second clip.
Rick's here.
And there's the door. Rick is going to pull off the come from behind victory.
Official SRL time 1 hour, 11 minutes, 15 seconds.
That key door, like, there was a lot of things that happened here. There was a lot of things that happened to make this comeback a reality for Rick. So, for reference, Rick entered Go Mode 20 minutes after Zeb did.
Yeah, Rick ended up having 2 advantages. The any key and that red ring. And Zeb, unfortunately... Well, actually, it looks like he's still going.
You know, we talked about how the keys could be an issue for Zeb. The keys were what delayed him from getting into the Ganon room at the same time as Rick. And he takes another death.
Yeah. I think this is where we're going to say it now. Zeb has forfeit from the race.
We are joined by the victor, Mr. AdirondackRick. GG, sir.
Well, thank you. I'll say this is a surprise to me.
So, spoiler warning. Do you remember the race of Yunos versus ZebGedney, where Yunos was having a couple issues in 9 and Zeb took the win on it?
It's vaguely familiar.
You just did that to Zeb.
Wow.
He was in Go Mode in under 30 minutes.
Not quite under 30 minutes, but yeah, he was in Go Mode pretty quick in this one.
And that doesn't surprise me. You get up to level 1, you get the recorder, you get the silver arrows, you get the bow from the white sword, and, you know, this seed becomes super fast, and I wasted a whole lot of time on level 6 just to get 1 item out of there. I wasted a whole lot of time in various dungeons. I died way too many times. GG, Zeb.
Yeah, GG.
I'm going to say quick about the 6 dive. That any key you picked up in 6 might have helped you. Was probably one of the reasons you got back into this.
Yeah, I just wish I didn't full clear everything else and not see the second item in there. But I will say, if anything of this seed, I was glad I went 1 extra room in level 4.
Oh yeah, that red ring you picked up in 4.
I kind of said as you were doing it, I'm like, yeah, I'm not entirely sure if that's the absolute best decision to make was to go look for the other item in 4. Then it was red ring. So I was eating my words heavily.
Well, you see, the thing was for me at that point, okay, yes, I'm in Go Mode, but at this stage, I have 2 rooms remaining to that level 4. I'm going to at least see what's to the left of this Triforce after full clearing that 4.
And it was a combination of that combined with having the any key, which Zeb did not get out of 6, ended up helping you in 9.
I saw a lot of key door. I mean, I saw a lot of locked doors, but I wasn't really thinking about it when I was in 9. I was just like, oh my god, I've wasted way too much time at the beginning of this seed. It took me way too long to get this thing going. My second Triforce was a 2842, and I'm certain when he was in go mode, he zoomed into 9. What time did you enter 9?
I honestly don't remember. I wish I had gone more room in 4 because that would have been kind of a big deal. But what are you gonna do?
I think he was entering 9. You still had one Triforce to pick up in 7. You might have still had the Triforce in 4 as well. I think you were in. I want to say you were in level 4 when he was going into 9.
Wow. Wow. Okay.
You were able to keep the Triforce gap at no more than 3.
Well, I'm glad 7's Triforce wasn't exactly hard to get to.
You also did find the magic stair that led right to Ganon in 9.
Oh, it was a magic staircase?
There was, by our account, there was 2 magic staircases. There was one in that blue Landmola double block room right at the beginning of 9. And then there was the one that you took that took you straight below Ganon's room.
Nice. Well, it was like, my main intuition was that upper left corner, that little section that hung out there. So that was my first my first intuition was that Ganon was going to be in that area, which is why when that first transport staircase after finding Zelda's room took me up to that corner, I'm like, I have to check this out. And then, nope, can't get in there. There's a magical staircase to get to those 2 rooms.
By the way, Saver has the timing for us. Zeb went in at 52:22. Rick, you went in at 104:41.
Yeah, 52, I was still working on Triforce, my 6th Triforce, which I believe was in level 1 at that point. But like I said, just having to double back to level 5 to only find out that the heart container was in the main handle that I died to earlier in the run. This is why this is a best of 3. We'll see what happens tomorrow night.
Yeah, there was just a sliding scale of how the seed we thought was going to go, and then it just went, nope, throw all that away.
Oh, yeah, this seed also just threw some really, I want to say some really dumb things. Like, this is probably the most poverty of poverty seeds that I've seen.
51 for the top secret. Yeah. And a 1 for the low secret, which I forgot which Armos I was looking for when I was in the forest, which is why I even got that 1 secret.
For what it's worth, Magical Sword was 10 hearts.
Yeah, I had 9. I wasn't getting it unless I got another heart container somewhere. But GG to Zeb. Tomorrow night's going to be a different night, and you're a great competitor, and I know I have to be careful around you. I can't take tonight for granted. Tomorrow night's going to be a different night. We'll see how it goes.
Thanks, GG to you. I really don't know what else to say other than that was just a really unfortunate ending for me.
It was a brutal 9. You had to go through 2 blue Wizrobe rooms just to really make any progress in the dungeon, and without that red ring, that just...
Yeah, and if you go the other way, you get a passage which takes you to a room where you're guaranteed at least 1 shot from a blue Wizrobe, so...
Ooh, I never went that direction.
It
didn't go that way.
Dropped you into a spiral staircase room with blue Wizrobes, so... You got, as soon as you spawned, it was immediately 1 shot, and then, from there, good luck getting out.
Yeah. Well, tomorrow night, 9:30.
All right, I'll be there.
I'll be there too. Let's do it again.
So I think with that, we are going to go ahead and wrap up here as we have another race coming up here on this channel at 11. Wait, so let me go look up who that is real quick.
It's going to be Angel FM versus Eat My Steel, and that's a round of 64, game 3.
And it looks like scheduled for commentary on that is K-Tap and Cyclone with Boletta tracking.
Nice. Valetta's the hardworking tracker of our crew here. Thanks to her for helping us out. And thanks to you two for commentating. I'll be watching this one back for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
This is one that I think everyone is going to recommend everybody watch back.
Yeah, absolutely. This is if you have friends who didn't watch this, go tell them to watch it. I'm pretty sure there'll be plenty of conversation going on in the Z1 Discord on this one. Yeah, I don't know how much else there is to say.
I think that is going to do it for us here. So on behalf of our two runners, AdirondackRick and ZebGedney, please give both of them a follow. As they put on this absolutely amazing race that nobody could have predicted the outcome of. Huge shout-outs to our tracker, Boletta, who's been just pulling double, triple duty all day, helping us out, getting these races on air, making sure we have our items straight. As well as to my co-com, JP.
Yeah, thanks for joining me on this wild ride here today.
With that, I have been Alzoa. We are going to go ahead and get out of here and get set up for the Angel FM versus Eat My Steel match. And we'll see you guys in a little bit.